I kid you not. Like, I just really need you guys to really hear me out, okay? Stop putting yourself last. Stop putting yourself last. Not only putting yourself last, but stop allowing yourself to receive leftovers. Stop allowing yourself to receive the last minute things. Like, stop putting yourself last. Remember something, the energy that you put out there about yourself, or that the way you allow people to treat you, is exactly how people are going to treat you. And if you are someone that always puts yourself last for everything, or always gives yourself leftovers for everything, and that's the type of person you are, and yes, you're probably doing it out of kindness majority of the times, but the more and more you do this and you give yourself the short end of the stick, people are going to start treating you that way as well. As a child of God, you have to have boundaries. You have to teach people how to treat you. You get what I'm saying? And it all starts with how you treat yourself. Okay? You got to stop giving yourself the leftovers of, let me give you an example. So it's kind of like, I'm giving you an example. Imagine being at work every single day. Let's just say you work at corporate or something, and your boss wants you to, you work 9 to 5, but your boss has you literally working extra 2 hours every day. So instead of 9 to 5, like 9 to 7. You get what I'm saying? Like 9 to 7. And it's like you may live an hour away from work. So by the time you get home, it's already late. You don't even have time to really sit down and eat. And it's kind of like all you have time to do is shower and go back to bed, and then you got to start the day over again. But because your boss doesn't know that, your boss keeps coming to you and asking you to do the overtime, because your boss knows you're going to say yes. Because you're a nice person. You get what I'm saying? You're a nice person, and your boss knows nobody else wants to stay an extra 2 hours after work to do what you do. So your boss always asks you. But you do this so much, and then on Saturdays you're busy with other things, and then Sunday you're busy with other things, to the point where you don't even get time to sit down, unwind, and treat yourself, because you're always doing this, and this has become consistent to the point where now you're overburdened. Okay? Another example. So that's one example. Another example is, let's just say that, you have, I'm going to give you an example. This is what God talked about last night. Actually, this is a perfect example. I have skincare inventory, right? Inventory is not cheap. Inventory is expensive, okay? Because they're glass bottles and stuff. And oftentimes I use my own skincare. So when I want to refill on my products, I will literally, when I'm making a new batch, I will literally put the new batch in my old bottle, the bottle that basically is finished. And the bottle will be so worn out to the point where even like the label is coming off now and all of that, because I've been reusing the same bottle, because I don't want to take away from the inventory, because I know inventory is expensive. And when I look at my bottle, it looks so sloppy and gross because the label's ripped off, like not ripped off, but it's like faded away. And there's like dried product on the outside, and I want my counter to look pretty in my bathroom, because my bathroom's nice and it's clean, right? But my bottle looks all messed up and all that. And God was telling me last night, why do you do that to yourself? Like, I understand you want to save the inventory, but why don't you deserve to have a fresh, clean, new bottle like everybody else? Everybody else is purchasing it. Yes, they deserve that, but why don't you think you deserve that? Why do you have to keep reusing the same bottle over and over again? Why don't you deserve a new bottle? Like, God literally had to ask me that last night, and I'm like, God, because of the inventory. And God's like, yeah, but you have enough inventory for you to treat yourself to a new bottle every time. That's okay. It's okay to do that. He was saying you always give yourself like the leftovers or the last. Even when I remake products, if there's no more batch and I'm like, oh, I gotta make a new batch kind of thing, it's kind of like I will go without any skincare for like a week until the new orders come in, until the new formula comes in, and I will literally put the new batches in bottles that people have not even ordered yet. Do you get what I'm saying? I'll kind of leave myself out. And God's like, you need to stop doing that. And he's not just talking about that, he's talking about everything, right? And I always talk about my experiences so I can use it as examples to show you guys and to let you guys know I can relate with you. But we got to stop always putting ourselves last, okay? There's a lot of other examples I can use, but I'm going to use those two examples because the way you treat yourself is how others will treat you. It's kind of like when you're always going somewhere and you're always giving someone the benefit of the doubt. It's kind of like you go somewhere and you're like, oh, I want to sit here, but I'm going to let you sit here at a restaurant. I love sitting at, I love when I go to a hotel on vacation, I love having the bed by the balcony so I can hear the breeze. But imagine going on vacation with a friend and you give that to the friend, but you're the one that paid for the hotel room. Why can't you get the bed that you want? Why do you have to sacrifice and give to someone else? It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means you can't always put yourself last. It's like every time you put yourself last, people will take your kindness from weakness, and they will take advantage of you. Also, you have to see yourself as worthy to receive the same treatment and the same type of services, the same type of quality as everybody else. You can't see yourself as someone, oh, I can sacrifice this for a bit, because y'all been sacrificing a lot of stuff your whole life. Hence why God had to remove you from the very people that took advantage of you. So why take advantage of yourself in certain areas? This is someone's confirmation, because I'm telling you right now, this has to stop. And I know it has to stop because I have these same little patterns too. You see what I'm saying? I have these same little patterns where I'm like, okay, I have so much to do, but I'm going to give my time to this person, that person, that person, that person, to the point where I don't have any time for myself. I can be sitting on phone calls all day, which I don't mind doing. But then God has to be like, hey, you have other things you have to do too. Like, come on. You get what I'm saying? And then I have my kids, and it's to the point where I don't have time for myself. So because I was doing the exact same thing that many of y'all do, God literally forced me. He forced me and said, you are going to take the day off, and you're going to go and treat yourself, and you're going to go to a spa, go into a sauna, go into a steam room. You're going to do all of that because you need a pampering day, because you have been on the go and up and down and giving everybody your time except yourself. I'm like, God, that is so true. He literally forced me to do this. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you guys have to stop putting yourself last, and you guys have to stop giving yourself leftovers. Okay, what I mean by leftovers, it's kind of like you always make sure everybody else is good and you get whatever's left. You can't always do that. For your kids, that's understandable, but not for everybody, because everybody else is grown adults as well. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times people won't do the same for you. And yes, it's good to sacrifice and help people because God wants us to help people, but to what expense? You see what I'm saying? To what cause? At what cause? Because a lot of times you can be doing it for the very wrong people, and not only that, you may do it so much that you don't even get any benefit of the doubt from it. Right? Because it becomes a consistent pattern. You have to just use discernment, and know when is the right time to make sacrifices, and know when it's the right time to stick up for yourself and say, no, I deserve this. I deserve that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how you're going to attract the very people who are going to respect you and treat you with respect. The same thing when it comes to people talking to you and how they treat you. People treat you the way how you allow them to treat you. If someone's throwing shade at you consistently, and you still allow them in your circle, you still allow them to be in your presence or in your energy field and all of that stuff, and your discernment is saying something's off because this person keeps throwing shade at me, and you keep allowing them to, they're going to keep doing it. If they're aggressive and angry and they keep doing it, and you keep allowing them in your space, they're going to keep doing it. Once you put your foot down, people will learn that you don't tolerate that type of stuff. One thing about me, I'm going to be honest, is I observe people, and I give people the benefit of the doubt. And there's times where God would show me certain people's names, YouTube names, in my visions at night, and he would tell me to be careful. And I'm like, why? And then I would start actually paying attention to them, and I would notice patterns of shade, nasty behavior, always questioning me, always trying to make me walk on eggshells. I would notice these patterns, and then what happens is, once I notice it happens for a while, then I will block the person, because I noticed this person was actually disturbing my peace this whole time. But I wouldn't notice it until later. And a lot of times I would sit and allow it to happen, allow these people to be aggressive and mean and, and disturb my peace, and not do anything until I actually decide to do something. And I'm like, no, that has to stop. You can't let people keep doing this to you and getting away with it, and you wait until they really disrespect you to finally do something, when God has been warning you for weeks now. You see what I'm saying? So we have to stop that pattern. We have to stop that pattern. And when you love yourself and you respect yourself, people will love you and respect you. Even if they hate on you, they will low-key respect you. You know why? Because you respect yourself to not tolerate their BS and to not tolerate their hate. You get what I'm saying? And you have to just teach people how to treat you, and never accept leftovers. Okay? Never allow yourself to accept leftovers. Okay? Or be the last to get anything. If it's for you and God said it's for you, you have a right to claim it. Okay? Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.